Hawkeye finally gets his chance to shine. The most normal Avenger, the one with a whole family, finally gets his own story. And you know what? I'm actually glad they did a series, a television show versus a movie, because it just fleshed the story out a lot more better and it made it a good time to watch. Now in this episode Movie Breakdown Series Review, I'm going to review Hawkeye from 2021. What's up world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's Movie Breakdown Series Review? We look at TV shows, anime, movie series, give them a grade 8 through F, plus and minus do count. And we also give a compilation grade. So after we complete the whole series, we grade the series as a whole. For example, Harry Potter's one of the series that I did. I watched each individual movie and then gave it a whole compilation grade. Also, This Is England's another one that I did. And if there's a series you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I get to it best I can. Also the Patreon/Ali Zakka. And for $2 a month, you get to cut in front of everybody, get your review out way before it comes out on Facebook and YouTube. Also your trade reaction, trade reviews, much more content and stuff. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's episode of Hawkeye 2021. The first half of this review is going to be non-spoiler, and then the second half is going to be spoiler-filled. So just give you guys a heads up on that. And what is Hawkeye? Hawkeye is about the Avenger Hawkeye who passed in events that happened in the movie Endgame and a few other sections of the Marvel history kind of come back and haunt him, and it involves a girl in New York who pretty much just want to be like Hawkeye. She gets involved in this story with Hawkeye's past, and Hawkeye has to find a way to pretty much bury his past and make sure this girl stays safe. That's pretty much Hawkeye. And as they try to work together to get out of the situation, things get out of hand, and it makes a really good story. It really does. It's really good. My first thoughts are my things I liked. I actually like the story between Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. I really love the two story between them. The dynamic of Hawkeye, who literally just in New York to spend like the holidays with his family, has to now tell his family, hey, I won't be home in time for Christmas, to order to squash this situation I had going on with my past. And Kate Bishop, who looks up to Hawkeye her whole life, just wants to learn from him and hang out with him. And Hawkeye's like, I'm just trying to make sure you're safe. I really don't want to be here right now. And Kate's like, oh no, you're here. And she's so headstrong and determined that she doesn't take hints or take no for an answer. And it really clashes at certain points, but it works out so well where you're like, I kind of want to see more Hawkeye and Kate hang out with each other. And Hawkeye eventually warms up to Kate, and it's pretty cool. It's not like a father-daughter scenario. It's more like a big brother and younger sister scenario where the brother's like kind of annoyed that he has to like babysit his sister, while his sister's like, oh my gosh, my big brother. Like, I love it. I love the storyline for this. Also love the storyline of digging deep into Hawkeye's past with the Ronin situation that get fleshed out. And there's certain scenes where I'm like, if you didn't watch the MCU, you didn't follow the MCU, you're gonna miss out a lot of stuff here. So I am really happy they keep everything together and keep movie events and stuff all connected. So you're like, oh, that's what happened in that scene. Oh, okay, that's what this is going on from here. Like, it really does tell a well fleshed out story of one getting Kate out of this horrible situation, at the same time dealing with the past of Hawkeye. I loved it. I love the action sequences. I love some of the tracking shots. There's a scene where Kate is fighting a character through a hallway, and it's just really cool design, because you're going through like, I guess it's a hallway, but at the same time different rooms of like a workspace, and they're fighting each other in these rooms. Also, there's a driving scene where like it's a tracking shot and it kind of spins around the car in these different angles. It's pretty cool and pretty like just different, and I really enjoy the fact they did that. Also, there's a LARPing scene where Hawkeye fights a bunch of LARPers, and they're all over the top and dramatic, and Hawkeye is kind of like, alright, I've been here before, I know how I gotta do to resolve this issue, and he kind of plays along with everybody, but at the same time more of a serious character. And for the most part, like, Jeremy Renner's character, Hawkeye, usually been like a cool, laid-back kind of character, except for the Avengers 1. In this, he is more serious. He's like, I just want to hang with my family for the holidays. I do not want to be doing this, but I have to do this to get this taken care of. And as he's trying to, squash his past and get away from the underworld of New York, the underworld of New York starts to build itself back up again. And you get characters that I've seen in video games, especially Spider-Man video games, show up in the TV series, and you're like, oh, this is kind of unique. This is pretty interesting. I didn't expect this to happen. It's a fun show. It really is. The dialogue and the writing between characters and the interaction, chemistry between characters really is believable, and it plays out so well. It really does. There are jokes in this as well, but the jokes really don't hit until like episode 4, 5, and 6. Like, there's a few funny moments between Kate and Hawkeye, but really just more the bonding situation between Kate and Hawkeye, and them trying to, deal with the situation there is, and Hawkeye trying to deal with his past. It's really a show about past and facing your future and facing the things you've done and upsetting and getting over grievances. It's solid. It's solid. The things I didn't like, because it is a TV show, I don't know if the budget was there or not, but there's certain times where I can see some editing in certain episodes. There's some editing frames or things like that. For example, it's not a spoiler, but there's a scene where a character's using a wine bottle to fight somebody, and they shoot it, and like she's standing there with the wine bottle, and then the next moment, like a frame edit, and then the bottle explodes, and you're like, okay, it looked choppy a little bit, and then the CGI, there's CGI in this, it's not as strong. You can tell they're in the studio most of the time recording this, or what it looks like they're in the studio most of the time recording this. The Beast plot storyline is fine. It's 6 episodes enough to flesh it out, but when you get to a certain ending in episode 6, it does kind of like make you wonder, like, it'd kind of be nice if we had a little more backstory on this. It's just too quick a resolution. But other than that, it's solid. I mean, the A storyline, the B storyline, I guess the storyline ending in, I guess it's the B storyline, kind of C storyline. There's like 3 different pieces floating around in this, but 6 episodes enough to get everything flowed out. And each episode is an hour, almost an hour, like 30 minutes to an hour long. So it really does, a little more than 30, 45 to an hour long. So it really does flow out and give you a good, just fun Marvel flick. Like, it's a Marvel series. It's fun. It's fun. All right, let's go and talk about the directors. So there's 6 episodes in each, and there's 3 different directors, and they directed 3 episodes apiece. So you have Burt, Barty, and Rhys Thomas. They both, all 3 of them directed 3 different episodes, and I can see it looking back on like the episodes they worked on. I don't know which one worked on which episode, but you can definitely see like their directing is kind of different. But directing's a little bit different. They're all done by one writer, who is Jonathan Igala. May I pronounce his name right? Sorry if I messed it up. But he is the head writer, and Jonathan Igala, he really made sure the story stayed fluid. So even though he had 3 different directors, the storyline stayed the same and is consistent. And let's go ahead and get into the cast of it. So Jeremy Renner, who plays Clint Barton, who is Hawkeye, great. He is great. He's the same guy he's been in all the other movies, and he really has know how to work this character and make it believable. Like, he didn't want to be there personally, like not the actor, but Hawkeye himself didn't want to be there. And then like he warms up to the situation as the show progresses. Haley Steinfeld, who plays Kate Bishop, Haley did a phenomenal job being Kate. She made Kate a character who is, like I said, is headstrong, determined. When she get told no, or like, hey, you can't do things a certain way, she's like, screw it, I'll just walk through the front door. Like, why do I have to be all sneaky and stuff like that? Oh, I got us an Uber. Or like her, like, constantly talking, because her role model is Hawkeye. She, like, fascinated with the guy because he saved her life as a young kid. So she really wants to prove herself to Hawkeye, but at the same time just kind of like be around her role model and learn different things. And there's a scene, because Haley's only, I guess Kate Bishop's 22 years old, so she's like a young college student, maybe senior year, just graduated, or not about to go into senior year. And there's an episode where she's like calling Hawkeye and she's blowing his phone up and just sounds like a 22-year-old college student who thinks she's kind of invincible, but at the same time, yeah, pretty much invincible at the same time, just really like headstrong. And she feels like she had to put the weight of the world on her shoulders, just like Hawkeye does as well. Like, she's a good character, good written, loved it. And the chemistry between Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld works so well. Like I said, like they really do play off each other, and you can see it. Like the way they react and the way they handle situations, it's great. Vera Farmiga, who plays Eleanor Bishop, who is Kate's mom, she was fine. She was good. She was like an overprotective mother, but also wanted to have this relationship, and things unravel in the series where like it kind of puts her in danger in a sense. But I thought she was a great character. Tony Dalton, who played Jack Duquesne? Jack Duquesne? I thought Tony Dalton was a great character too, and I thought like he made that character who you was like, should I trust him? He's like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't really know. Like, I thought he did a great job. And the other character I want to talk about is, I'm sorry I messed your name up, Aluka Cox. Sorry I messed your name up. She plays Maya Lopez, who's a character that's mute and an amputated character. Like, she has a prosthetic leg, but she's also a mixed martial artist, an MMA fighter, and she kicks butt, and she brought this character to life. And it was kind of cool seeing Alakwa Cox bring this character to life, or a character that MCU does a good job of bringing like life aspects into, real world aspects into their series. A character who's deaf but also know how to overcome her handicap and use it to her advantage. Phenomenal, great. Like, it's, and she's a strong butt kicking character. She's not somebody who just sits back and kind of like, I guess the world's gonna happen to me. No, she impacts the world. I thought that was pretty cool that you get to see all these things. And Hawkeye himself, he's deaf. Like, over the years and the different Avengers moments, he lost hearing in his left ear, I believe. And there's an episode where he completely loses his hearing and he has to learn how to adapt and cope with that. And I just thought it was pretty cool and unique to see, you know, a real life aspect to superheroes. I just think that's kind of cool to see that play out on a small screen. So good writing for that. That's about it as far as the characters I want to talk about, you know, not spoiler wise. Any other thoughts? No, it's a good series. Music's solid. The moments is great. Definitely worth the watch. And is this a binge-worthy series? Yes, this is a binge-worthy series you can watch on a Friday night. Like, I was planning on watching 3 episodes on a Tuesday and 3 episodes on Wednesday, and I ended up watching it all in one day. Like, it is that good of a series to watch and invest in. Great time. I'm going to grade Hawkeye 2021 a B+. I think it's a B+ for me. I think it's a really solid series. I think it has some really good points. There's some editing choices that like you can notice, but maybe because the budget wise. But other than that, it's fun. It's a good time. But then I wasn't like super like, oh my god, like this is amazing. Or I would say in the spoiler section, there's things where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But as an overall series, I was like on the edge of my seat on every episode, but I was enjoying the ride and following along with it. And I think part of it because one, I've been following the MCU since day one, that things I've seen here really hit my member berries. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I remember that character. I remember this character. But if I didn't follow this, I didn't follow the MCU. This is like my first watch of a Marvel series. I might not be over ecstatic. Like, I think the reason why I'm super ecstatic about it is I've been following it and everything comes together. But if this is your first time watching this and the first time watching a Marvel series, you probably be like, well, where'd that character come from? Who's this character? So B+. It's a B+ for me. If you guys seen Hawkeye, what'd you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, stick around for the spoilers section. And if you're not sticking around, see you next episode and keep being awesome. What up, guys? This is the spoilers section, and really one of the big spoilers that's in this is that Florence Pugh is back as Yelena, who is Black Widow's sister from the Black Widow movie. She is back in this, and you get to see what she's been up to the last 5 years with the snap and coming back into reality, because she got snapped away, came back into reality, ended up getting caught into search down Hawkeye thanks to Vera Farmiga's character, Eleanor, who is pretty much the main bad guy, or the main antagonist. And not Vera, but Florence ended up fighting Hawkeye. Like, you get to see Yelena versus Hawkeye, and there's also moments where Yelena and Kate pretty much have like a sit down talking scene over mac and cheese, which is pretty cool, and they play off each other so well, where like I want to see more Kate and Yelena hang out and them like on a mission together, or them just at odds with each other, but at the same time they really admire each other. Like, there's scenes where Kate and Yelena are like talking and they're like, that's a pretty cool move you just did there. I like the way you did that. Oh, really? Did you plan that? Nah, it just happened. Like, it just seems so organic between the two of them, between Haley Steinfeld and Florence Pugh's characters. And Florence Pugh is great. She is amazing as Yelena, and her comedic chops at the same time being a serious character is phenomenal. Like, great, just great work. And it's glad to see her in this. I was super ecstatic to see Florence Pugh back. And Kingpin is in this. Kingpin from the Daredevil series, the Netflix series. He's in this. He comes up to be like the big bad at the end of it all, and it's kind of cool to see Kingpin in the series as well, which I wasn't expecting him to be in the MCU, but now he is. But then the last episode, he gets shot by Maya and pretty much is killed. And I don't know if, if he's gonna be back around. I hope he didn't. He got shot off screen, so we don't really know if he's really dead or somebody pulled a bullet and something else happened. So hopefully they keep using Kingpin and don't just take him out. And it's the guy from the Daredevil series as well, the same exact actor who plays Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio. Sorry if I messed your name up, but he is the same guy that plays in the MCU series, or plays in the Netflix series. He is back as Kingpin in this TV series, so in the MCU. So it's great to see Kingpin back in there. Hopefully it's not a one-time situation. And also with, Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in the Netflix series, being in Spider-Man No Way Home, as I just forgot Daredevil's name. I really just forgot his name, like the actual Daredevil character, Matt Murdock. Wow, can't believe I forgot Matt Murdock's name. But yeah, like, it's cool to see these two characters, the actors themselves who play those characters, come back and redo their roles. So that's the two things with the spoilers I really want to talk about, and just the fact that Yelena's in this and she does such a great part, and freaking Florence Pugh is amazing. Like, so great, amazing. I adore her as an actress. Good work. But that's it. That's the spoiler section of Hawkeye. If you guys seen Hawkeye, what'd you think? Please put in the comments below. Other than that, see you guys next episode when we breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode movie breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.